Hello, everybody.
Hello.
We are live. I wanted to say thank you to Joanne. I don't know if she's in the chat. She was so kind to send me another electric incense burner. So thank you so much, Joanne. I really appreciate it. I'm going to put it in another bedroom. Thank you so much. And I wanted to say hello to Peggy and Allie and Sunflower and Susie.
Is Allie here? Thank you for my gift card. I already bought cards with it, so there you go. They'll be here Tuesday.
I don't know if she's in because I'm in StreamYard, and you know the deal with the
well, that's where I am too.
She's watching. I got off the phone with her just a little bit ago.
Okay. Oh, there she is. I see her now.
All right. Thank you, Allie, for my gift card again.
And to Peggy and all the wonderful moderators on the channel, to T-Barb, Sunflower, Joanne, everybody. So any
I have to give a special shout out to Sharon Sipe. You have been on the trolls in our live streams in the last week. So thank you for giving the lucky girl a break.
Thank you so much. Johnie, anything from you, sir?
Y'all go first. Yeah, I'm long-winded. Thank you.
Oh, please.
Thank you, Johnie, for my new deck, the Lua Tarot, which I'm going to be using tonight. I love it. It's a kind of a black and white, almost like screen printing. Very pretty deck. I love it. It speaks to me.
I should have used that one then, shouldn't I?
Joanne, I'm just now seeing you because I'm in StreamYard and the comments are exceptionally delayed and I don't see all of them. But I said thank you for the incense burner. Thank you so much. There's my TV.
First Mondays of each month at 10 a.m. Central, I'll be doing the Sacred Sounds of Coffee with Jody Roberts. So the next one will be February the 7th. And we're going to be talking about getting unstuck. You know, like Groundhog Day, if you're repeating the same thing over and over again.
The one I need to watch.
I see Brandon in the chat. Hi, Brandon. And Sunflower. I have a special announcement. Tomorrow, for those that want to participate, please do not feel obligated to do so. Please do not feel obligated to purchase. We're going to start buddy reading this book, Verity by Colleen Hoover. We're going to be with this one for 21 days in case there's anyone in the chat that would prefer to borrow it from their local library. So we'll be buddy reading this starting tomorrow for anyone that is interested. And then I'll try to do a live stream so we can all chit chat and talk about it. So that's the only thing I got. And I still owe you guys the Grand Tableau. I was going to do it Friday, but then I got brain dead and I was like, no. And Johnie was going to help me. Sorry, Johnie. I bailed at like an hour before. I was like,
I mean, listen, if I'm not on this thing here, then like this chair is like all the way back and it's like dark and it's cold. I was okay with not putting my bra on and getting online. I was like, you did not hurt my feelings. I will help you, but you really did not hurt my feelings.
That Grand Tableau, I'm looking at it and I'm looking at it and I've been staring at it for like a couple of weeks now, and it's just like I need someone to help direct me because I can't make sense of the mess that's in there, if that makes any sense. Because from where he sits in the Grand Tableau and everything, he looks like he's golden, you know, but it's like how can he have gotten busted with so much stuff? How is he going to come out of this clean?
And when we read on him, we're like, it's not looking good for him.
Yeah. So,
I just want to remind everybody, if they're trying to book an appointment with me, I only do it through my website now. It's JennLynnTarot.com. Make sure you put 2 N's in Jenn and 2 N's in Lynn. I don't do any readings any other way except through my website. So if you're on somebody else's website and booking appointments, sorry, I can't help you. And also, if you need gift cards, people are still buying gift cards for birthday presents and stuff. So it's kind of fun watching the gift card sales.
Mm-hmm. Fun times. I still have the cake for those in the chat. I only had that one piece from when
maybe I need to try to make that too. It looked delicious.
My disasters in the kitchen. I've only had the one slice since that night, and it's still good.
Special thank you to Kelly. She sent me a beautiful tin of nuts, and I am eating them still. I can't stop eating them.
Any special announcements?
Okay.
Mr. Johnie?
Y'all ready for me now?
Yes, sir.
My mic is louder because I turned it up. Is it bothering you?
No.
There.
It sounds good.
Okay, well, I ain't gonna fool with it. Turn your stuff down. So next week, hopefully, no promises, because this is dealing with another person too. My niece has found a bunch of things for me to try from the grocery. I'm going
about this one.
They weren't so outlandish. But it just looks different, possibly. So I took a picture as well. I ain't gonna show you the picture, but I'm gonna read from it what it says. So I have a cinnamon toast crunch cake mix, a coffee cake. So we're gonna make that.
No Captain Crunch.
I have a Captain Crunch. I have a Captain Crunch pancake mix.
Oh man!
I'm gonna make. I also have a a cinnamon toast crunch pancake mix. So we'll have to make both. There is a Deluxe. How do you say that? Deluxe is not Deluxe de leche. How do you say the D-U-L-C-E? Dulce de leche. There's a cereal. And so I'm going to try it. I don't really care for that flavor because it's like caramel or milk caramel, or isn't that what it means, or something like that. And then Oatmeal Pies by Little Debbie has also made a cereal. So I'm going to try that. And Wendy's that makes the smoothies, they have a chocolate smoothie flavored cereal from Wendy's. So I'm going to try that. And I have a Reese's peanut butter cups with potato chips inside of it. And we're going to try that too. And I'm going to try to make donuts. I even bought a rolling pin and a donut cutter, and I'm ready to go. So I even got yeast, and I have no idea what to do with yeast. So.
Are you using your air fryer?
Half of the donuts will go in the air fryer, and the other, well, yes, we're using.
Oh, I am so ready for this.
If this is anything like the Monte Cristo, this is going to be entertaining.
If nothing else, we'll eat donut scraps, but
yes. Pancake scraps. So
she said she's going Monday to mail it off, but we'll see what happens.
So Johnie, how do you feel about the dueling kitchen disasters that was brought up during my kitchen?
Yours was, I mean, yes, you may have broken your hand mixer and wasted half of the batter on the floor. But it still turned out like it was supposed to. Mine is like, oh my God, what did he just do? Let's cross our fingers and hope and see.
I think that would be funny. So since I can't bake, I'll bake, and you can't cook, you can cook, and then Jenny can be the referee.
You have to put me small in the corner just for the laughs and have you guys bigger.
The dueling kitchen disasters.
Oh, mercy.
I'll be the backseat chef.
Oh, yeah. And then you can be like, no, Becca, you're supposed to do this, or no, Johnie, don't do that. That would be funny. It would be like our usual after shows, but in the kitchen.
That's where I made my Monte Cristo, and it was that's where I attempted to make my Monte Cristo. I can't think, you can't actually call that Monte Cristo what I did, but yeah, that was special. It tasted like cardboard, literally.
Did the cheese even melt?
No, it didn't. Actually,
I told you. I said $3.75 for 7 minutes, and you're like, "I do what I want," and then it came out.
Yes, don't tell me what to do.
Tell him what to do on his channel, and don't tell him what to do in the kitchen.
Then he makes cardboard, and he's like,
and that's why it turned out like an Amazon box, because it was. Like you eating Amazon boxes covered in powdered sugar and cheese. Yes, that's what you're doing. Absolutely. Congratulations.
Oh, that was hilarious. That was hilarious.
Anyway.
Okay, my cheeks are hurting already.
Oh goodness. So where do you guys want to start? Because it's can we start with the a-holes? Are you guys okay with that? And Junior and Ivanka, those a-holes. The ones that didn't fall far from the tree. So I have not been watching any news. I've been catching little snippets on YouTube or when I go on Twitter, which has not been very often this week.
Do you find like I'm getting my news now from like Fair and Balanced and the damage report and
the damage report. Sam Cedar, Sam Cedar is really, really good. David Packman. So I haven't watched Rachel Maddow or anything on MSNBC in like just the little snippets that show up on YouTube that are like 7 or 8 minutes long. Those.
Oh, I didn't get to the questions. Did you have DeSantis on there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But
Sniffy and Fifi, what'd they do?
Well, last I heard was Tish James subpoenaed both of them, and they were like, yeah, screw you. To the subpoena from Tish James. Like, how is that even a thing? How can you be subpoenaed to go to court and you're just like, yeah, well, I'm not gonna.
Not going.
Like, you can get in serious trouble for not showing up to jury duty. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. But can we see what happens to Ivanka for not complying with the subpoena?
Little Fifi, how's that gonna work for you? Well, her husband's off in Miami meeting with Kushner. We might have to look at that.
What's going to happen with me? Okay.
Or meeting with Kanye. Sorry, Kushner met with Kanye.
Oh, there's a pair. Good gravy.
Johnie, look at the 5 of Swords in this. Look at the expression on her face.
That's one of them. You think I'm playing with you? Oh, mercy. I think they are going to talk. It starts with the Queen of Swords. That would be your Tish James there. Then there's the 6 of Cups. These are Huey, Dewey, and Louie. They said Eric has already spoken, and she's just waiting on the other 2. I think she will get that. There's a 6 of Swords and the Page of Cups. There may be a creative way to move forward, so she may have to push them up against the wall. There is the 6 of Swords and the Ace of Swords. Again, that progression. 7 of Swords. So again, that progression, 6 of Swords in strategy, and then Ace of Swords, victory. 7 of Wands. They may have to be pushed up against the wall, though, and then it ends in the 8 of Wands. So there's your communication. So I think eventually, but she's going to have to get creative because they are literally thumbing their nose at you and saying, well, make me. So make them.
How is that even a thing, though, is what I don't understand.
I don't get it.
The arrogance, the hubris, man. Johnie, I can't.
I really can't.
What you get, Jenny?
I get, 6 of Queens and Page of Cups. You're about to get a big surprise, girl. 5 of Swords. I think that smirk off your face here. It's a strategy they're using with anyone investigating. The the world, completion, get ready to start something new. And here comes something new right on its tails. The Ace of Cups. Through the courts, something new's coming up. There's a betrayal here. There's going to be a new action taken. Letitia's going to be playing her little violin for her. Like, sorry, judgment card. Yeah, there's going to be a meeting of the minds. A Tower card here. She's about to get slammed. Seven of Swords. Like, instead of in a boat, he's sliding down a fire pole. It's like, this is going to be a quick transition. Like, bam, you're going down. Yeah, Ten of Swords, stabbed in the back, but he's got his head on the ground like he's looking back at the other person. It's like, you need a different perspective on this because you're about to get brought up on some stuff.
I get that they're going to have to go in and talk. They're going to have several interviews, not just one. They may be at a point right now where they're trying to perhaps, I don't know if it's Ivanka or what, somebody is negotiating something. So in their favor, if that makes sense. So I don't know what this, I've never been subpoenaed in my life. I've never been in trouble with the law, but this almost reads like she's going to go in and she's going to have several interviews, but it's looking like they're also trying to negotiate the terms, if that makes any sense, to where it's more favorable to her. But if this is a civil case, because it's not criminal, Letitia James is civil, why are you tripping?
Yeah.
Like,
why are you trying to negotiate terms? Well, because Letitia's sharing with the guy who's doing the federal charge.
The criminal. Yeah.
They're sharing information.
So can we look at Junior now, if that's okay?
Sniffy. I got new cards for you, Sniffy, for entertainment purposes only. This deck is special. His girlfriend's a lawyer. He should know better.
My lover's card just out. There might be some consultation there. I think he is trying to lean very, very, very heavily upon attorneys to make sure that he is maybe guided on his answers. I get the Six of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. He is afraid of incrimination. There's something off balance and off kilter about what it is that he needs to say. He also, this gets the feeling of wandering in the darkness. Like he's very unsure. He's scared of her, basically, because he doesn't want to say the wrong thing. The Three of Pentacles and the Hangman. So he needs consultation. He needs experts to sort of walk him through, hold his hand through a deposition. He is going to stall as well, as long as he possibly can with the Hermit, but you can't, or not the Hermit, Hangman, but you can't stay that way forever. You are going to have to come down at some point. Three of Wands and Wheel of Fortune is going to take a little more time for whatever reason. She is near completion though, and I do get the Ace of Swords for her too again, so she does have victory here. Oh, they look the same. That's the wrong one. Ace of Swords and Three of Swords, so she will actually cause some trauma and some pain here, but she does have a victory over getting him to talk. But I don't know how conclusive his statements are or how informative they are. The Emperor and the Justice, he does have good consultation, good legal representations. So he kind of stonewalls a little bit, but I feel, this is not in the reading, I just feel this with this Three of Swords in the environment. He is very easy to break. And so if you talk to him once, then he can put on the brave face. You talk to him twice, it starts to wither away. Letitia James has got old days, so I think he will break eventually. But she has to bring him in multiple times, I think.
Yeah, I get he's partying on the bottom. Imagine that. Knight of Cups, horseless. A horseless knight. You're worthless. Your image is worthless. Three of Swords, stabbed in the heart. Ace of Wands will be an action taken against him to reel him in with the Four of Wands here because he's important to the structure of the business. And Queen of Coins, I'm feeling Ivanka on that actually. Like they're both going to come in, and it's all about Trump, the Fool. This is called the Seeker in this deck. Looking into the greed and everything that they've been doing and how they work together on it. She pretty much already has everything she needs. So I get like somebody has already shared the information with her. But he's got a surprise coming for him. There's all the details she wants to go over with them to see what they manipulated, see if they own up to it. The sun is illumination all over this. This deck has two judgment cards in it, and I left them both in. One's called Judgment, the other's called Evolution. He's going to change his story. He's going to try to evolve it.
That's a really pretty card, Jenny, with the butterfly.
Yeah, he's gonna try to evolve and transform the story around the family. So he's gonna try to cover it up somehow. But you know, the partnership and he's not gonna like what's offered. He's gonna be, this is Four of Cups. He's not gonna be happy about it. He's gonna have to go in.
Well, is there a grand jury already? Because I get this. A large community of people, group of people, very creative. But I get he has significant knowledge of all the lies and trouble in regards to the organization that they've been very creative about. What's going to happen to him? If this is the grand jury, yeah, he has to go in because he has very significant knowledge of how they were creative and the lies within the organization. They have him by the balls, basically. So have fun with that, Sniffy Doodles.
Can we look at Eric and see how did his go?
Sure.
Maybe what came out.
I don't recall. Let's see.
I eat paste. It couldn't have been me. I'm not smart enough to change anything in the documents.
I have this deck, and there's one card that is bigger than the rest of them, and I can feel it every time I shuffle. I'm trying not to pick it, but then again, maybe I need to.
Look at this Knight of Coins. He's licking the wall. That's the Knight of Cups. He's licking paste off the wall.
Oh, Jesus. I think I need to use
this
that
deck is special. This deck is so special. Oh my God.
Oh God.
I'm sorry, I had it muted because I was pulling cards. What did you get, Jenny? What happened?
I said, look at this card. It's the Knight of Coins, Knight of Pentacles, and he's licking the wall. He's literally licking the wall.
So not only does he eat paste, he licks the wall.
He's wallpaper paste, apparently. He's licking the wall.
He was trying to put up wallpaper and it just didn't go. It's like
now he's got his tongue stuck to the wall.
Oh God.
I can't.
That's probably what he said. Paula needs salt.
So can we also nickname him Wall Liquor?
The wall liquor.
The wall. I don't know if I can read with these cards. Like, yeah, I know the real meaning of the cards, but the artwork is like something else.
It's special. Oh goodness.
Whew. Licking the wall. That's as bad as mitching his hand on that.
Maybe he's licking the wall for cocaine from Junior and his girlfriend, the gargoyle. They were over at his house. He left some party favors on the wall, and he was just cleaning it.
I can't even concentrate. Wait a minute.
The hermit looks like he's mixing the paste. Look at the hermit on the bottom. I'm making the paste, and then I start out with him with his back turned and licking the wall.
Impish Artist is saying that he's licking the boogers he left on the wall off.
I get a card that says deli and grocery on this.
I can't even see my cards. Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh my god. Ooh, what do I have here?
I don't even know what this says. How do you read cards? What is that?
We're 26 minutes in and my face hurts already, you guys. Jenny with her cards that Johnie said.
Okay.
He's licking the wall.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's a little hot now.
I know, right? Damn, I need something.
Okay. Yeah, I had the fan. It's literally 10 degrees outside, and I'm still.
I eat paste wall liquor.
I eat paste and walls.
I lick your walls clean for you. So next year for Halloween, I'm going to come with a big wall in front of me.
Oh my god,
that's going to be a great. I'll have a wall with just my tongue sticking through it.
You know what, Jenny, that's probably what's wrong with him. He was probably licking lead paint off walls and it
Lord Jesus. I mean it. Don't let him in no Home Depot. I guarantee you he gonna be somewhere in one of them aisles with a fork and a knife just going to town.
He does it in secret, the high priestess.
Oh Lord, yeah, what is behind his head? Somebody asked. I can't.
It's like a ponytail on him, but it's like, yeah, you could grab it and pull his head off the wall with it. It's almost like a plunger.
You know what that looks like to me? Like one of those S&M.
Maybe they put it there so they can yank him from the wall as fast.
Pull him loose when he gets stuck, like licking a flagpole in the winter, and you get your tongue stuck. He's got his tongue stuck.
Ivana walking around the house. Ivanka, where's your brother? He's over there licking the wall again, Mom.
Everywhere where they have a painting or something on the wall, you pull it up and there's a big old hole where Eric licked the hole.
I mean, when you look at him, he do got that, and no offense to anybody who has a similar situation, but he got that Mr. Ed thing to where he looked like he can eat drywall. It's like
Thank you, Twina and Catherine. I can at least see the super chats if I can't see my cards. Oh my god!
I ain't paying no attention. I did pull cards. Okay, let me try.
I'll shut my mouth, Jenny. Enough with the cards already. Those cards are freaking hilarious. I can't.
I think I made it worse because I went in the box and I got the same one. So we maybe this was a bad idea, but we'll see. Okay. 10 of Pentacles and the Hierophant. So there is some governmental something. There is also, are they there to talk about business like the Trump org? Because there is something there about business and corporations or involvement, and then their position, also with the Hierophant being a position holder, a position in that company. So there's something about that, but it's also about personal finance and how it was cycling in and cycling out. You got the 9 of Pentacles and the Hangman. So there's something about personal finance here, and maybe missing money, or not necessarily missing, but it was coded for something else, but it went to you. You know, charitable donation or parking fee or whatever the case may be, but it's in your pocket. 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups, Queen of Wands. Some of this stems from the charity thing. There was records or whatever that Letitia James had access to at the moment there was a judgment against the charity. Here with the 6 of Pentacles about charity and benevolence, giving something out. It may even have been a child's charity or just the children involved. But I don't think he's done either. We get the Chariot. There's still a journey to be had here. So you're still going to have to come back and talk to 2 of Swords. There may be a hesitance, and 2 of Swords and the Hangman, so there may be a hesitation to cooperate, but I think you're still going in. What he talked about was finance. Good Lord.
I get that he didn't really say much of anything. I got the birds, the clouds, the whip, and then the star and the snake. I get that it was a bunch of, I don't understand, I'm confused, I don't understand, I'm confused, I don't understand, over and over, repeating it. Communication or meetings, confusion and trouble, repetition, widespread lies and trouble. I think he might have freaking perjured himself and tried to deny. I don't know, I'm confused, I don't know, I'm confused, I don't know. Because whatever confusion and hesitation there was, it clears up here, and then it turns into widespread lies and betrayal, trouble. So,
I get he lied under oath too, because I got, you know, the family business here after he licking walls in the family business. I guess, I don't know. Maybe they like to let him lick envelopes when they're mailing in their taxes. I don't know.
Stomach full of glue.
He's got major anxiety about something because there's a truth that's there, and it's going to bring something new. And I get he's got regrets, like he said something, and the devil made me say it. He's got big changes coming with Death card and Wheel of Fortune. He's about to lose a fortune. They're going to move on him with something. They're taking some kind of action on him because I got the Chariot here, but he thinks he's King of Cups, little dapper paste eater.
Wall liquor.
Wall liquor paste eater. One last look, because I'm putting this deck away because I can't tonight. I can't with this deck.
Because I'm about to ask a very icky question, so after this one, we're going to need to laugh. There has been a bit of reporting abroad in European countries, as well as our neighbors up north in Canada. And Fiona Hill, I saw was on MSNBC. I caught a clip of it on YouTube. She was interviewing on MSNBC, and there was growing concern abroad with our allies in Europe, as well as in Canada, that America is on a fast track to becoming an autocratic state. There is a university professor in Canada that just recently penned an op-ed in a Canadian newspaper saying that he anticipates America will become an autocratic state by the year 2030. Now, his observation or his conclusion is drawn upon Donald Trump running again in 2024 and winning. That's what his conclusion is based on for that single professor. However, the rest of the European countries and our allies are saying the way that the Republican Party is running right now, like we can't afford to get another Republican. We cannot allow. We're not in a good place to even allow Republicans to gain control of anything, because we will like straight up go into becoming an autocratic state. So can we ask? I just want to ask. Is the United States of America slipping into autocracy? That's the first question where I know it's a heavy subject, but we'll break it up here with some laughs in a minute.
I get no. The task is too difficult here with the 10 of Wands. Like, it may seem as though we were, 9 steps from hell when was president. But at the same time, as you can see, when he was voted out, he could not force himself back in. So yes, there are chances that anything could technically happen in our country, but there are still checks and balances that keep everything horrible from happening all at once. There is still a scheme. Here's your main problem is the allies. If you get the majority of Republicans to think the way of Trump, then you have a bad deal. You have a big problem, like it was when he was president. If you get the minority to think how he thinks, then you have a better chance at disarming his alliances, kind of like where he is right now. The 10 of Pentacles and 2 of Pentacles, they're not balanced on that side. This is my Republican card, but their establishment is not balanced. They have a very hard time to gain their footing right now. So like I said earlier, it's a difficult task. So I'm going to say no.
I get currently like the Republicans are stuck, with Trump, and the focus is all on money, King, Queen of Pentacles, and bullying, trying to get their plans off the ground, making plans, but they don't get them off the ground. There's new emotions that are stirring that are going to bring us into calmer waters. We're better together. We're stronger together. So it's going to be slow and steady. But there is hope, for our country. It's just watching the rhetoric, watching the corruption and rhetoric, and seeing that it's a betrayal to our country. But I get it's blocked, that they can't get it. They can't be autocratic.
I asked, is America on the path to autocracy? And I got a yes, because the many here, the majority, the many, and then this is someone that can be trusted to do the bidding here. Which is, even if you take Trump out of the picture, they already have the formula, the blueprint, if you will, which is what they're doing right now, which is so important to pass the voting rights bill. Because they're giving themselves the ability to, we don't like the results, throw it out. We're going to say who won. See what I'm saying? So again, to the cards.
It's like Putin saying, I'm going to serve until, 2035.
Till I die. Yeah. Like right here, many end, abundance, prosperity ends, closes. See what I'm saying? So they're closing doors. They have the blueprint and they're ballsy enough to do it. I asked, will America become an autocracy? And I get a no. I get that there's a very emotional, creative minority here domestically. So I don't know. The House better do something, or in the Senate too with Joe Manchin, which brings me to my next question, and then we'll try to laugh because this is like depressing. Let me see here. Delete. Okay. The filibuster that's in place right now for the Voting Rights Act with Joe Manchin dragging his feet and Kristen Sinema dyeing her hair pink and wearing ponytails and showing up to work in a mini skirt. I don't know what that woman's doing. I really don't. She acts like a preschooler, you know. And the thing is, she's intelligent as hell, you know. So the filibuster for the voting rights, to pass the voting rights. What do they need to amend the filibuster? Is it amend it or suspend it or
suspend it or waive it? Like do a one-time exception so that it doesn't have to be a majority, a super majority.
Can we ask if they'll waive the filibuster for the Voting Rights Act? Got some Russian trolls in the chat, you guys. Get them, moderators. Wrenches up. Wrenches up.
I get that there is some sort of cause for celebration, some sort of success here with the Three of Cups. However, the solution is not ideal with the Seven of Wands and the Four of Cups. So this may be like some sort of temporary thing, but it doesn't go away. Or it may be suspended for a few sessions, and then for whatever reason, it's just not ideal. Something either returns or it comes back, or it's not complete, or it's not a technical like suspension. Like you can only filibuster for 3 hours instead of infinity, or whatever the case may be. So there's something in it though that is just not ideal with the Four of Cups. It's just not. But there is some sort of temporary celebration though.
I get some kind of celebration too. What do I have on the bottom? Oh, the Fool. Something new comes up with it. You know, nostalgia, breaking with nostalgia. The Republicans want it to stick. You know, so they're bullying for that. But they do get to higher ground with it. I think they're going to have 3 votes that get cast that help them with the filibuster. I get that they'll get just enough votes. I do get celebration and strength here, but then it's like we're waiting for what they're offering next. They're going to revisit the voting rights bill. They got to work together on it. There's something about it that they may have to walk away from in it. But I think they'll even put that bill forward.
And it takes, as Rita was saying, make sure that you get people registered. People turn 18 every day. Mm-hmm. So whoever you can. Now, it is a lot they're asking for if they want, you know, your ID, your social security number, fingerprint, DNA. Okay, make sure that's in a row. That way, when you get there, no matter what kind of garbage you want me to jump through, I can still do it.
And if it's something ridiculous like they did in Georgia, pack a lunch, pack a cooler, bring a chair, bring an umbrella, bring a magazine, buy a book, sit your ass there. If they want to play, we're going to play. Mm-hmm. So I get a... I got Coffin Man box.
Like a man blocks it.
No, it's not blocking. It's there's a very strategic, sneaky, manipulative man here. But this is saying no. You're gonna have to get around this person and I don't know if this is Mitch McConnell, maybe the dead man with the dead hand, Mitch McConnell or something, but you need to be sneaky, and very crafty. This is some sort of a trap too. You see what I'm saying? So then I asked, will they make an exception for voting rights? And then I got that the negotiations are not, they're not in good faith. They're a lie, and it's known, and there's things that are not being said. So okay, enough with that. Let's dunk on somebody because I feel like crap. Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz, you dumbass. Ted Cruz, self-owned. Again. I gotta bring the funny deck back out for Ted Cruz. Twice in a week. So he's self-owned because they found there. I guess there was a clip of him, right, Johnie?
There's 3 of him saying that they're terrorists.
That he's saying that the insurrectionists were terrorists, but then he goes on Fox News and he's backpedaling. I was like, damn, this guy needs to go to the Olympics because he was backpedaling so fast. I didn't say that.
You only said that 3 times.
I seen them Mexicans over there by the Rio Grande. Like, come on now. But okay, and then I saw a clip of him where he was questioning Merrick Garland or something, and this SOB was grandstanding so disgustingly, questioning Merrick Garland because someone in Texas, I guess got censured or something because they were at a school board meeting or a school meeting or something, and a parent gave a Nazi salute. And he's like, "Is that not protected under the First Amendment?" Blah blah blah. And it's just like, dude, if you want to scream First Amendment, the last thing you want to do is defend a Nazi salute. I mean, this guy just self-owns
just the optics.
Oh, dude, just I got embarrassed. That's how bad it was.
Thank you, you matter.
Thank you, you matter. So can we dunk on Ted Cruz just to make me feel better? Because that last reading was kind of depressing.
Here's what I want to know, though. Now, this is very petty. I wrote it down. Though.
Please.
Oh, boy.
Wait a minute. If you're going to be petty, you got to be correct, too.
That clown, he deserves it.
There's 2 questions.
Okay.
First, the non-petty question: will his walk back work? Because Sean Tucker, what's the food name?
I call him Fish Sticks.
Just call him Little Nazi.
Yeah, Fish Sticks is good.
I call him Fish Sticks. Yes.
For him and the Swanson. So Fish Sticks was basically, and they even had the Chiron. Tucker takes on Cruz, like, because he was trying to press them. Like, you said they were terrorists. No, I'm not saying they're terrorists. I'm saying that the peaceful people who were, nobody there was peaceful, first of all.
They broke windows and doors to get in there and killed a couple cops
and assaulted police officers.
Crap out of others to get in there. So there ain't nothing peaceful about them.
He said the peaceful people are not terrorists. The people who assaulted the police officers, and even you can agree that assaulting police officers is a bad thing. No, all of them were terrorists. Okay. So, will his walk back actually work?
Will Ted Cruz's walk back work?
Yes. Okay. Yes, with Raphael. Ted Cruz. Again, ultimately, yes, they'll forget about this, kind of like they do most things. The moon and the 6 of Wands. Now, his celebrity is kind of being called into question, though. So we are trying to figure out whose side you're on and so forth and so forth. Because, yes, you can go on Fish Sticks and then try to make an innocuous statement, but people can now see what you've said since the beginning, that these people were terrorists and so forth, which you should be agreeing with because the rest of the GOP is trying to turn from these people. And so, but your celebrity is going to be called into question. There is some mystery about it. The Hierophant in the world, but you're still secure, but you are going to be doing a lot more cleanup, actually, because there is something in your morals that is just not there. So you are going to be doing a lot more media attention and things of that nature.
Something in his morals that is just not there. How about his morals are out?
Moral. But ultimately, he'll be fine because, I mean, birds of a feather after all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's got an opportunity for strength here, walking it back, evolution, changing his story, trying to get aligned with the supporters here. But I get there's going to be an action taken against him because of who he's friends with, and that's going to burden him. He's sort of like their celebrity poster boy in the network. Like, he'll be the fall guy. He's about to slide down the fire pole into destruction is what I'm getting. It's like his image is Knight of Cups. His image, like, he's stuck. He's got big changes coming with the Death card and Wheel of Fortune. He's going to be having to defend something else that he said, and it's going to give birth to something else. So it's only a matter of time before he sticks his other foot in the mouth.
You know who else dunked on him? Australia. Because he went on Twitter and said some stupid stuff about, I guess Australia is making their COVID vaccines. They're tightening the laws. They're like, okay, if you don't get vaccinated, we're going to fine you. Like, I think it's like $5,000, a lot of money. So he went on Twitter to talk a bunch of crap about what's going on in Australia, and people just Australians were dunking on his ass so bad. I'm like, just shut your mouth. People don't like you.
Anywhere in the world. The whole world.
It was somebody that was it Lindsey Graham that said if somebody killed Ted Cruz on the Senate floor, nobody would convict you. It's like,
yeah. I just saw something the other day too on YouTube, and I didn't click on it, but it was like from MSNBC, and the title of the YouTube video was something, and it was quoting somebody, but I didn't watch the video, and it said, "To know Ted Cruz is to dislike Ted Cruz."
Yeah, I've seen it too.
And I think that one came out right after the Tucker Carlson situation. That was before everybody else started dunking on him for the stupid crap that just keeps the diarrhea that just keeps coming out of his mouth. But I get he'll be fined. There's going to be some love lost, but he'll make his rounds and be theatrical for his own celebrity, and he'll be fine. Mm-hmm. So let's dunk on him some more because it's fun.
Okay.
I have one more petty question. Well, this was the petty question, so not to be taken serious.
For entertainment purposes only, YouTube.
Where's his spine?
Where's
his backbone? Where is his manhood? Where is his spine? Like, did he ever have one, or did he lose it in a divorce battle?
I saw a show back when Trump was in office, and it was I don't know if it was like, it wasn't a 60 Minutes. It was like a little on MSNBC on a weekend about Ted Cruz, and it went back to when he was in high school and university. He's been hated his whole freaking life because of what a freaking asshole he is. Like, so I
was watching the Trey Crowler, and he was doing the thing on Ted Cruz, and like, he's been this person, and he came out and he was ready to punch Donald Trump in the face for talking about Heidi, and then next thing you know, he's phone baking from him with all the signs behind him. And
dude, he called your wife ugly and your dad a murderer, and
yes.
You're like, that's cool.
This is the person you are supposed to be trying to nearly go to jail for, because how dare you talk about my family that way? But no.
So let's see, where are his cojones? Where are his balls?
Oh Lord.
And it's his daughter even. He can't even manage to keep his family in line.
I can't. Last thing I hear is where's his cojones, and then I get dead. That's where they are. they're dead and out in the cold. He has no spine. He changed because nobody liked him. There's betrayal and scarcity with the oracle cards. I tried to be nice with oracle cards and got betrayal and scarcity. So yeah, he never had one. That's kind of who he is. He's been a
he doesn't have one. It's like there's a spine. It's all changed. It's like every time there's truth, he lies. Every time. It's like gets him all emotional. This is actually the moon card, but it's kind of like a balancing act. Thank you, Letitia. Where's his spine? this is my death card at 4 swords. He's actually in a coffin. He knows he's got legal problems coming though, and that he's going to be asked questions, and he's got a lot of regrets, and he's just trapped. So he's trying to be the celebrity of the moment. That's all that's important, is getting attention from anything he does.
So I asked it twice just to see the variations. The first spread I got was Star, Fox, Writer. Where are his balls? Televised on Fox News. Okay. So whatever you saw on Fox News, that's where his balls are. And then I asked again, I said, where are Ted Cruz's balls? They were cut off. There's his sexual organ right here, because this has to do with sex and health readings. This would be like the male sex organs. So somebody chopped off his balls and left them in the yard.
Just say they're a chew toy for Snowflake.
He got tickets to the park. Thank you, Maria.
Balls got tickets to the park, Jenny?
Yeah. I got a question about Garland.
Okay.
Somebody asked him after his speech the other day if he was working with the January 6th committee. And DOJ is working with January 6th committee to make sure they're not overlapping or that they're sharing information. So there's give and take going back and forth. So I want to know, does Garland have information that we haven't seen?
In regards to what?
And that January 6th committee has not seen in regards to January 6th.
But I know. But are we talking about the people that played a critical role in
organizing?
Like, does he know something that the January 6th commission doesn't know about January 6th?
Because he's like, we'll go up to all levels if we have to,
Well, I want him to mean that.
It was a speech he should have done on January 22nd, as soon as he got sworn in as Attorney General. Whenever that was, sometime in March, I think, thanks to McConnell.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys hear loud noises, Peanut and my brother-in-law are downstairs watching football. So, oh my God, Brandon, the crabs got his balls screaming all the way back from Mexico. Brandon, you're the best.
Yeah, and Garland, DOJ, like, they'll take it to a grand jury. The grand jury will determine indictments. So it's not him determining; it's a grand jury will determine the indictments.
As far as does he have info? They don't. I get no.
I get
I
a
get
no
they're
too.
kind of all on the same page. It ends in justice, so there's some balance and fairness here. They are lacking information, but it is from people in charge on the Republican side, the 10 of Pentacles. So they are missing some info, but I think they're all missing info. And just lack of cooperation. But
Yeah, I get he's got strength on the insurrection, and especially the deaths around the insurrection. But in secret, he's sharing everything with Nancy. So, like they've had some changes they've gone through based on stuff that they found out is what I'm getting, and he's anxious about returning to this. Something that they know he's very anxious about because of the supporters. He's got some details that he's sitting on. And I get regarding the money and Trump. We have to be patient for it to come out.
I get a big old flopping no. Does he have information that the January 6th committee does? No. Why? The man here blocked awaiting a decision. So it's almost like working in reverse. He's not going to act. He's waiting for someone else to act to make the decision, if that makes sense. But I get a no. He's not interacting with them or has other stuff. It's like it's on somebody else. Let me see.
Thank you, Linda.
So there recently there's been quite a bit of stuff going on with retired brass in the military, talking about all the things that could have gone wrong here in the U.S. had the military followed through with illegal orders coming from Spanky. And I had heard some news about them discussing for DOD, which is all branches of military, about more training on the chain of command. And I was like, how is this even a thing? How is having to know the chain of, it is on every wall, on every military installation, everywhere. How do you not know your chain of command? So the concern is with all the stuff that Trump is still doing to this day, a year later, where he's still saying that the election is stolen. Some people still believe that he is still the lawful president. So he is, in some cases, people are regarding him as a shadow president. So, which blows my mind. I'm like, it was a long time since I was military, 1997, but you knew your damn chain of command. Like there was no question.
And nobody had to put a reminder in you every single day.
Had to put a reminder on you. So there's this whole entire group of upper brass military retired that's blowing the whistle saying you need some serious restructuring or something, some serious enforcement over at the Pentagon and DOD, because this could have gone wrong in so many different ways. And then they got into other scenarios about civil war within the military itself, because some people are listening to a person that's not the commander in chief, while others, I'm like, how is this even? We have multi-million-dollar aircraft and multi-billion-dollar freaking ships, and you can't figure out the chain of command? How? I don't understand. So Jenny was saying, Allie, this is a question from Allie, about teaching the Constitution. Now, back in my day, when I went to boot camp, we carried the Constitution in our dungarees everywhere we went.
Because that's what you're defending.
That's what we're not the United States of Donald Trump. It was the United States Constitution.
Well,
so
because so many of the January 6th people were either currently military or former military.
Former military.
Calling for civil wars and stuff for entertainment purposes, only YouTube.
Yeah, but it's like, how is that even? I still work for DOD. I've never left DOD since I left service, but it's like, how is this even when I heard that, my brain just went, like, how is that? It's instilled in you. So how do you even get to go to work and be like, no, Biden's not my president, it's Trump, even though he's over there in Mar-a-Lago? Yeah. He got access to Twitter, Facebook, or nothing else. He's just sending out.
And if you're current military and you got caught up and arrested January 6th, why aren't they pulling you back in and court-martialing you?
Dude, I don't even know. So I guess there's talk about teaching the Constitution. When they stop that, I don't know.
More training, further training into,
because they drilled that into our freaking heads in boot camp. So I don't even know how that's not even a thing anymore. So I guess the question was, will the DOD and the Pentagon succeed in training active military members on the United States Constitution?
And in a way, trying to get out the ones that don't want to follow the Constitution.
That was another thing that I think we discussed a few weeks ago about all these vaccine mandates and people being medically discharged. We were talking about that. Mm-hmm. You guys remember? And I was like, well, I can see, but at that time I hadn't even thought about a shadow government. At that time I was only thinking, you just signed up for another 4 years, another 6 years. You want out, there's your out. See what I'm saying? So I was only thinking in that regard. I wasn't thinking, you know.
So will they be successful?
I think yes. I think the main problem, though, is not training those. You don't really need to train people on the chain of command. You need to weed out the people who are trying to fight it. And so here with the 8 of Cups, there is going to be an exodus of people who cannot conform, basically. You either need to do it this way because the military is organized. It is this way. It is. You can't go with the left and the right when it's up and down because you're not on the same page. You're not on the same agenda, which means you are not automatically, you are against your chain of command. If you can't do what I say do when I say do it, then we have a problem. So there's going to be some weeding out over time here with the Wheel of Fortune. So ultimately, yes, it's successful, but I don't think it's necessary. I think what you need to do is basically get the hay seeds out, get those out who have a problem with the thing in the first place.
But Johnie, walk into any federal, I don't know, I don't really go to the post office. I don't know if it's there, but like every military installation has the damn chain of command. And all the way at the top is the picture of the current, president. So it's like, how is this a question?
But that's the scary part, though, is when you have a president like Trump that's telling them protect the insurrectionists.
Yeah.
But see, here's another thing, too. Because, Vietnam basically gave this country the wake-up call that you needed to support your troops. You don't need to spit on them when they come back home. They were following orders type of thing. Mm-hmm. But then we took that, especially when Obama and Michelle came in with their initiative and the Bidens with, we are gold star families and let's celebrate and let's put the military on the highest pedestal we possibly can. And then we tend to forget that the military is still full of people and not all of them are nice. Not all of them are kind and not all of them are good people. Some of them are MAGAs. Some of them are Trump people. Some of them are nuts and shouldn't be anywhere near a gun or firing a gun or anything of that nature. So, we still have to keep in mind that everybody in there is not on the same page, even though they should be. They're still not.
That's very true. Because, we do have, and I hate to say this, and I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen it with my own eyes, and it makes me very sad because I've always had this idea in my head, when I was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed when I first joined. because I got the stories from Grandpa Bill, who served in World War II, different era, totally different era. And I had this idea in my head that these are all sharpshooters, you know, just straight as an arrow. And Johnny is absolutely right. There is a bunch of freaking nut jobs, just like there are nut jobs in local police departments that shouldn't be anywhere protecting the streets. So
I'm getting they're going to have to figure out some sort of mental evaluations on some of them, because like, you know, it's a struggle, it's a fight, but they know the ones that are seeking attention. They already know it. Ace of Swords, they know which ones are committed and bonded to the military versus the ones that get all emotional and go off half cocked. So there will be some they transition out legally. So court martial, it's going to take some time though, but they're going to try to figure out, you know, those that support the law, that support the Constitution, from the erratic ones that want to change everything. It's going to take some time.
And here's another thing. I saw it in the comments way earlier, and I don't understand it. I do not understand it. Every time I have to go on base, I'm like, why the fuck is this playing? Every channel on base that has, you know, like in the areas where people go to kind of have a lunch or hang out, guess what's playing on TV? Fox News. Fox News. In the medical hospital, and on every single base, what's on why can't you put on CNN, or hell, let's not even watch the news, put on HGTV or the Food Network? Why does it have to be Fox News and propaganda? That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that should be nowhere near a military anything.
Hell no. Ship that freaking fracker out, Murdoch. So this is something that is an organization, something that shows a chart top to bottom. Who's at the bottom all the way, an organizational chart. Here, Fox. So there goes my question again. You know, the organization of Fox, maybe Fox News, and then here's your power. Who's an authority? The chain, if we're talking about chain of command, will they be successful? They're going to have to structure this in a way to where it's very, very clear and not manipulated, so that there is no question or no mistrust on who's at the top and who's the boss, who's the executive. This is the card of executives. So start by turning off that shit that's on your TV on every freaking base on this country. Mm-hmm. How about that?
Because why is it playing? It's not even news, first of all. It's not entertainment either, second of all. And I know when I worked in a grocery store, and there was one guy, he'd come in, and that's specifically what he wanted to turn it on. And everybody else, and we're not watching that. And then you got to turn to something basic or neutral, like Family Feud or whatever the heck was on in the middle of the day. Not even soap operas. You had to turn it had to be a game show, or it had to be the Weather Channel with the same screen playing. But you cannot be playing propaganda news, and we ain't playing the leftist news either. We're not doing that. No.
Yep. Just keep it neutral. HGTV, you know, DIY Network, Food Network. You know what I mean? You want to make some money, put on the Food Network so people go to your cafeteria and buy a bunch of junk.
Everybody eat, but everybody don't like Fox News, so put on the Food Network.
We know Sean Hannity was texting Mark Meadows.
I was just going to segue
We've been seeing all the texts. What about fish sticks? I mean, he's worse than Hannity to me. What about fish sticks? Do you think they've got
that was on my questions too, because Sean Hannity was more involved, and they're saying now that he had knowledge of what was going to happen. Laura Ingraham was texting. There was another person. Was it Brian Kilmeade that was texting as well? I thought there were three. I remember Ingram and Carlson, and there was a third one.
Those were the ones that were called out by Liz Cheney when she read some of the texts out on air.
But
I want to know, is Tucker caught up in this also, the January 6th Commission investigation?
Medusa strikes again.
Somebody's reminding me, Fishstick's son was working at the Capitol that day.
He sure was. He works there, though. For some senator, I think. Oh, this is interesting.
What'd you get, Johnie?
Image that's very interesting. The Nine of Pentacles is about security. It's about a person gaining wealth over time. This one is two people, I guess, like playing poker or something, but there's a theft aspect to it with the Nine of Pentacles. That's not typical of it's not anywhere near typical. The Nine of Pentacles again, it shows your security and your work that you put in over time, but he's about to put one of these in his bag. And not only that, he's wearing a clown mask on his head too. So there's some sort of disguise to him. So I'm going to go with the yes, just based on image, but with the cards here, there is the Hierophant and the Knight of Cups. So he was involved somehow with whoever was in charge of the government. The Four of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. I don't know if there is some sort of, it's not always money with the Pentacles, but there's something exchanged here. And I don't get the indication that it's just text messages. There's something else exchanged here between Donald Trump. Could be talking points or whatever the case may be, but something is exchanged between him and the White House. So yes, he is involved too.
Fish sticks is Tucker Carlson, for those that are asking. That's what Jenny calls him, so we're sticking with it.
Because he's the heir of Swanson's foods, frozen foods. Yeah, Trump on the bottom. We should look at this. I get it goes up to his boss, the whole balance of it. So we should look at Murdoch. Like, he works for him. He works for the boss, and there's exchanging information.
Murdoch wasn't there anymore, and it was taken over by his son. Okay,
so we'll look at his son, but it's coming from the bosses at Fox, is what I'm getting at the higher ups there. And there's cooperation there, and he's in on it. Like, he knew about the manipulations. He had illumination on the details about January 6th, what they were going to do. Made him a little bit anxious, but he's trying to act like now, like, oh, I didn't know anything. I didn't know what was going to go on, but I get America's going to find out the truth about what he knows and who he partnered with. So he might have partnered with like Kennedy and some of the others at Fox.
I get that he was very well aware of people coming over to fight. There's your visitor, achievement or sustaining, and then there's your fighting, your brawls that took place. He was also receiving feedback. Here, this is feedback about what was the persistent fighting. Because I asked, was Tucker Carlson aware of the insurrection, or was Tucker Carlson communicating with the White House on or before January 6th? And I'm getting that he was being informed of what was going to happen. So, and while it was happening as well.
And not just, okay, with that whip too, that is an indication of abuse, right? Or fighting.
Yeah, it's abuse, it's fighting, it's chronic, anything painful, because it's broom and whip.
So the fighting part was not like the crowd got out of control. That was also planned or premeditated.
Yes.
If we're going to go be violent.
Because right in the center of the read is anchor, and that is your goal. Because as you're playing the game, the board game, the game of hope, that's the card you want to get to. So anchor represents your goal, where you're trying to get to, the end point. Mm-hmm. So he was getting feedback on the end point to the fighting. If you want to, you know, it can be interpreted that way too. So here's my next question.
Wait a second. Can we look at Murdoch's son that's running Fox?
Who died? Was that Ailes? Was he the who? Somebody?
Yeah, Roger Ailes.
What are we asking?
Why are all these people at Fox getting away with spreading the big lie, saying they're not, you know, terrorists, that kind of crap? Murdoch's son, I forget his name.
I mean, the battle is Lachlan. The battle is they can say that. It's a free speech thing. They can tell you lies all day. You don't have to watch. The Ace of Pentacles, what is being offered? Five of Wands, Two of Pentacles. Yes, it is imbalance. It is meant to stir up chaos and fighting. But Six of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, it causes stress and worry, and that's kind of its goal, though. You have to keep your audience under the impression that they're always under attack. And so that's how you keep them coming back, so they can figure out what's going on. Because, like I said, that in the grocery store, that man, he would turn it on and say the words, I got to find out what's going on. That was him every single time. And then he'd always get somebody. Usually it was a little black woman in there. Every time she'd get him every time. I'm not watching that.
but it's the same thing. And you know what? The same can be said about left-wing leaning media, which, to be honest, in my view, my opinion, MSNBC is terrible. CNN is the worst. They're over there hiring all of Trump's freaking, they just hired a lady that had a job with Trump for like the last 2 years of his presidency. They hired her at CNN, you know, so screw CNN. But you have to, I acknowledge that left-wing media can be propagandist as well. However, not to the extreme that Fox News is on steroids, you know, like, so.
They don't intentionally lie.
No, but they persuade. They do persuade people against their own better. And this, I'm saying this about left-leaning media, against their own.
They wouldn't say the word terrorist either.
No, but here's the thing. Like, here's an example. Joe Manchin, his last election, the entire mainstream media convinced everybody that Joe Manchin is the only person that can ever win in that district. Look at what we're dealing now with Joe Manchin. Why? Because they what was his name? The guy that was running against him, the former Marine guy. They treated him like crap. Same thing with the lady that just won Ohio 11. They trashed Nina Turner. Well, the lady that just won Ohio 11, she's under all sorts of federal investigation for FEC violations and all sorts of shady ass stuff that she was doing. So they manipulate in a way too. You know, I mean, but anyways, let me shut up.
I get he was aware of the insurrection, the fighting that was going to be happening, the destruction, that this was the harvest, you know, waiting on the harvest. So, and in on it for a long time. So he's in the network, in all the manipulations of power, big yes card, protecting Trump, totally protecting Trump. He's going to try to position himself into covering up for it as the leader of Fox News. He'll try to, you know, say, "Oh, this is corrupt. You're just being emotional." Blah 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 blah. But I get justice is coming for him. It's a matter of time.
No, Nina Turner did not stomp for Jill Stein. That is incorrect. She stomped for Bernie Sanders. As a matter of fact, she was his spokesperson. So Fox News, I'm not kidding. That's what came out. Fox News, the people that are loyal, so perhaps the viewers, okay, and then coffin and book. The son, I don't get that the son is there, because it looks like he's ended all ties in his friendship with Fox News based on something that he learned or he knows. Because here it says Fox News friend ends knowledge. So I don't even know if the son is even there anymore. That's what I'm getting. Because here it's showing that the friendship ends. Because I was asking why are they allowed to do, or why is he allowing them to do what they're doing? It's saying he's not there. He's not loyal. Loyalty ended, or something like that. Another way to read this is they manipulate what the loyalists know and keep them in the dark. Manipulate secrets, manipulate what they know. And then news here ends. So they don't report the news. You know, which is, we already know that. I mean, if you can tune into that crap and watch Tucker Carlson make trips to promote authoritarian ruler dictatorship, like he did on that, remember that one show that he did that was like in Hungary, where he's like, look at how wonderful this is. We should make America like this. And his viewers are like, yeah, the Constitution, which everything that he just presented is the antithesis of the Constitution. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. But speaking of Fox News, Sean Hannity and Laura Ingraham, the other person I can't remember. I think it was Brian Kilmeade. Was it Brian Kilmeade or the lady that likes to drink her wine out of box that always gets the DUIs? What's her name?
Got a boozer.
Yeah, the one that's always
Janine Pirro.
Yeah, I can't remember which other ones. I just remember Sean Hannity and Laura Ingraham. Are they going to be subpoenaed, or did they already get subpoenaed? Does anybody know?
The last thing I read is that the Jan 6 still wants to talk to Sean Hannity because.
Hey, there's Auntie Lena.
Hi, Lena.
Hey, Lena.
Tell Scotty from marketing we said hi. The last I heard is that Jan 6 still wants to talk to Sean Hannity because he also, and I guess the feds want to talk to him too. He was also apparently on a lot of phone calls that Donald Trump would make from the office. Yes, apparently he would. It was two people. It was Sean Hannity and somebody else that he would sometimes bring in on the calls he was making.
Wait, hold on. Back it up. You're telling me Donald Trump had Sean Hannity on speed dial while they're talking to world leaders?
Yes, or someone. Let's see. I
don't find that hard to believe, but
yeah, because he's not smart enough to talk to him on his own.
Where did I see that?
Oh my God. I don't mean to sound like a Pollyanna or anything, but how the hell did we not get bombed to smithereens with that idiot as commander-in-chief in the last 4 years? Like we were a city.
The only people who were going to do that would be Russia, and he was working for them.
Yes.
Oh hell, now I can't find it. Anyway, what's our question? Well, I'll find it while we're talking now.
Because we were talking
about
Sean
Hannity subpoenaed, like they were trying to get him to come in and just cooperate, but I think you called toes. I thought they had subpoenaed him.
Let me see. I'm going to Google it right now on the Google machine. Sean Hannity subpoena Jan 6 ready. No, but I am seeing from 2 days ago that they expect to ask Mike Pence to voluntarily appear. That's not going to happen. No, he was asked to cooperate. He was asked to cooperate. He wasn't subpoenaed. He was asked to cooperate. Let's stop playing nice and just start throwing subpoenas everywhere. I mean, this is ridiculous.
And then follow through should he go in the negative, and then have him arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Live on air. That way we can see.
Can we ask, will Sean Hannity be subpoenaed by the 1-6 committee?
Yeah, will he get subpoenaed? we have to talk to the committee.
They definitely want him to. Yeah. This is going to be drawn out for him too. I mean, it'll probably be good ratings for his show, but there's the Page of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. I don't know if this is a closed door meeting, but there is a document that's going to go out that is going to request his communication. That is going to request things that he knows. So yes, he is going to be at least asked. This is with the Fool. This is a journey of some sort. This is going to take some time, but this is going to be brand new. Also with the Empress, this is going to be taxing, because they're not going to take no for an answer. This is going to be persistent. There's the Hierophant and the Magician. They have ways and means to force his cooperation. There's power within the government or power within their authority. Now you have to get them to exert such force, like they did with Bannon. So if you're not playing, then don't be playing. Especially with him, because he's going to tout his victory to the rest of the world, how he said no and didn't go.
But Johnie, oh my God, I would so love it when they do subpoena him, to make sure that it's done when they're doing the live. Everybody, so even though he's over there at Fox and the rest of the world gets to see what a lying piece of crap he is.
I have a follow-up question on this too. He's in the network. It's like he's trapped, he's stuck, and yeah, he's gonna get a new action taken against him. He actually kind of holds the key, and he's gonna say something that he regrets. Imagine that. There's a truth that America will see, that he's betrayed America. But they are going to have to bully him to get him to come in. They're going to have to take an action against him to get him to come in. So I say yes.
I say yes too, but because there's news, executive decision. So I'm wondering too if he's going to try to claim some sort of executive privilege, because there's news and feedback. Executive here, someone in authority, and then there's your decision. So I'm wondering if it's gonna be like, oh, that's executive privilege. You work at news, not at the White House. So everybody's gonna use the executive privilege excuse. What's that?
So all these people that are ignoring their subpoenas, will we ever see someone in a pair of handcuffs?
Please. Okay.
Just for not honoring the subpoena to go talk to Congress. I know it has to get referred to DOJ, and DOJ has to take an action to. But will we ever see someone like, I'd love to see Sean Hannity or Fish Sticks in handcuffs.
Let's see.
No, and Hannity, he'll be like, I can't reveal my sources. I'm press.
We know you talk to the devil. I mean, I can say yes out of optimism. There is some sort of binding. This may be also a physical one with the Four of Pentacles. It's not like the Eight of Swords where it's mental.
That's okay. I got the Eight of Swords.
There is some sort of binding. The Knight of Pentacles. I feel like it's a woman, though. I get the Empress and the Queen of Cups. So I think it might be a woman of some sort. Wouldn't that just,
I get like they're already moving on this. I get somebody that's walked away like soon, like something soon. Somebody that's tried to walk away, maybe even someone who claims they're sick. What was his name? The guy that used to work in DOJ, didn't he say he was sick?
No, that wasn't. Clark. Jeffrey Clark.
For health reasons, might be somebody even for health reasons. I get victory and I get captured, and just to make sure the devil, there's handcuffs here.
I mean, because now we have Steve Bannon, who kicked it to the courts. Mark Meadows, who kicked it to the courts. Clark, didn't he kick it to the courts too?
Yeah, Jeffrey Clark. There was a whole bunch they subpoenaed back in September.
Yeah, and they're saying in the comments that the barking chihuahua, the pedophile over there, Jim Jordan, is saying he will not cooperate with.
Okay. Go pick him up.
Let me just shut up. I got the coffin, the ring, and the garden. I'm going to say no. Because this is the first card I pulled. That's a big ass no. But there's a commitment to the committee here. Agreement to the committee. An end, and then there's an agreement to the committee. A loss. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and change this and say yes, because there's loss and ruin here, and then an agreement and a commitment to the committee. So I'm going to say...
So it could be to where, because that's kind of the vibe I'm getting with the Four of Pentacles is we're not going to perp walk you to humiliate you, but you will come in. It would be kind of like if they ever arrested Donald Trump, they wouldn't put him in cuffs. Just out of respect for who he is. It's like they'd let him walk on his own and his hair blopping up and down and all. Instead of, the whole thing here, which, that's what I want to see. But
the ring can be handcuffs, can it?
Huh? Yeah. As a thing. It would be something that's binding. So I know I have to do that Jim Jordan Grand Tableau, but I need help because it's just a freaking mess. So can we ask about, because, Mark Meadows kind of ratted everybody out without cooperating. Well, I think what he did was, oh shit, I'm in trouble. Here's all the stuff you want. I'm not complying with you now. So you got to be real.
He's trying to have his cake and eat it too.
Yeah, you got to be really stupid to not realize he just threw all these mofos under the bus to keep his own hands clean, and then turn around and say, "This is a political witch hunt." You done gave them everything they wanted. So
we shouldn't have politics full of witches because they are finding you.
So it's just like, I don't know. But okay, here's from another question from the thingy.
Jim Jordan?
No, that one I need to screw my head on right, because that Grand Tableau is a disaster. Rudy Giuliani. We haven't heard about what's his name, Jenny? What's his name? What is it?
Broke ass rated Rudy Tootie, Four Seasons adult bookstore crematorium Giuliani.
Wait, we gotta put in their dripping hair dye too.
Melting broke ass rated Rudy Tootie, Four Seasons adult bookstore crematorium Giuliani.
He's still being investigated, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So can we look to see what's going on with his investigation? Because he's been awfully quiet and we haven't seen him pop up in the news in quite some time. And you know,
Well,
his
he's getting fined for bringing up fake lawsuits.
He's getting fined or sued by Dominion.
He's got Dominion still sitting out there, and then he's got investigations, and then we still have the whole Levin Igor stuff, which goes back to Ukraine, Russia.
And you know, he was all up in the January 6th. So okay, so update on Giuliani.
There is a forensics expert, somebody who's looking into records and financing. There's also financing for wired money from back and forth across the pond type of thing. There's also an apartment that is also being financed or was donated to him even, or something of that nature. There is some books and some records about financing and gifts, things that are going back and forth across the water too. So they're still combing and so forth and so forth. Mind you, I didn't see none of that in these cards, but that's what came in, so that's what I'm going to tell you. Scheme and gifts, though.
Sorry, I've got a sneeze coming on.
I still get the same thing, though, in the card. There's schemes and gifts here with the Knight of Cups and the Seven of Swords. It's from a man. This was for favor. So this was not something he owed him. This is something he was trying to get out from him. Again, though, with the experts, this one's going to take some time. This is a beginning. So we're starting out with the full card. And then there's the Three of Pentacles. There's some experts behind this, like some forensics or people who are looking into finances. There's partnerships. Something about gifts, though. This is not work being done. This is favor trying to be earned. And then you can do some sort of lobbying, foreign, what do you call that Flynn was? Foreign agent type lobbying.
Foreign lobbyist.
Yes. So there's that too.
Is he still married? Because I think he's getting a divorce.
I think he's getting divorced. I think, yeah. And wasn't he suing Donald Trump too?
So even his wife's got him in court.
Yeah.
Was the ex-wife or was his current wife?
I think the wife that he was divorcing him just recently, a couple of years ago, while Trump was still in office. But wasn't he also suing Donald Trump because Donald Trump stiffed him and didn't pay him for all the travel that he did to go do all this shady stuff in the Ukraine? And I think
he was mentioning it and also trying to get his money from the RNC, I think is what was happening, if I remember.
Yeah, because I get he's out in the cold and getting crumbs from Trump and the family. Like he's not getting his money. He's got court sitting right on top of him. That's getting ready to happen soon. Like we're going to hear something real soon. They've got a strong case against him. He's going to be defending himself. And he's getting quite anxious about that. He's got some details about the network around Trump and how they manipulated the whole network. And I do feel like he'll be brought into the government and the court system through that to testify. He's got a bunch of crap. He's making money off COVID too, I'm getting.
You know what's funny? You know what I read the other day? The lady that I refuse to say her name, the idiot that's always barking the loudest and is the big bully and likes to bully little kids that were survivors of school shootings, that one, even though she keeps getting fined a bunch of money for walking around unvaccinated without a mask, she's rolling in the dough on all her stocks for all three vaccinations, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, and Moderna. While she's spewing anti-vaccination, she's making a killing in the stocks.
Mm-hmm. telling you not to do it, not to take it. But meanwhile, since you are, and some people are mandating it and the government is behind it, then let me put some money behind it too.
Yeah. Yep.
Meanwhile, her supporters do not care.
And I was reading earlier, John, is it Ossoff?
Mm-hmm.
Is trying to pass a bill to ban members of Congress and the Senate from trading stocks. And it's like, good luck with that, because Nancy Pelosi just came out and said, this is a free market. Mm-hmm. And they squashed Elizabeth Warren. So good luck. Anyways, Rudy Giuliani, Lily's, Key, Storks, or what is this? Lily, Key, Storks, Clover, and
Tower.
Something that has been long awaited, we'll be getting answers to pretty soon in regards to overturning the government. Wisdom and counsel, changing government. And an important win. So he's wrapped up in this somehow, which is weird because I haven't heard his name come up at all, but I haven't been paying attention. Have they brought him up?
I ain't seen it, but now mind you, our media is still fixated on Donald Trump, and so I ain't heard him, but it's all been Hannity right now that I've been hearing about.
I've been hearing Hannity, Bannon, Stone, and Alex Jones. I have yet to hear Rudy Giuliani. But here it's saying satisfactory, overturning government. And then here, important win. And there's also something in the courts that is increasing. They're adding to, the risk is becoming greater in the courts with mature, significant increase in risk here, and then isolation courts. So it's like it keeps adding, the risk keeps not growing, but they keep adding to, if that makes sense. So we'll see, because it starts with Lily, so it's like that's a, but then Clover was,
it's almost like he's so close to, I mean, he looks like death warmed over, you know. It's like he's just, right before he goes, he's just going to see how many crimes he can commit because he won't be around to serve time.
Yeah. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. So they're asking Mike Pence, Mike Penitentiary, Mr. Fly on his head, to cooperate with the January 6th, right? They're asking him to cooperate, or they will be asking him. So just for shits and giggles, will Mike Pence cooperate with the 1/6?
Will Pence bring his fly in?
Now, I think Adam Schiff or somebody said we are looking forward to cooperating with his team. So it's almost like
he's going to keep his mouth shut, but his team is going to speak for him.
But that he's not one of the ones thumbing his nose at the commission.
But why does he get that pass? They were trying to kill you, dude. You refused to get into a car with your Secret Service. Somebody took away your access. So how come you don't get to talk? Somebody else gets to talk on your behalf. And how is that person going to know what you were informed of? Like, it doesn't make sense.
That keeps him from getting caught lying under oath.
But Jenny, why would you lie under oath when the man literally put a target on your head?
Because at this point, I don't think he planned the insurrection. So it's like you have nothing to hide.
Well, he was
saying, this and this.
I think what they have on him, Johnie, was the communications between him and other people on how he could
overthrow
the results in the Senate. And they kept telling him, no. So then he pushed back against Trump.
Well,
so that was that I know of his.
They should also be talking to him about his conversations with Dan Quayle. How can I do this?
Yeah.
How can I overturn the Electoral College votes? And Dan Quayle telling him no. Like, I want to know if they'll bring Dan Quayle in.
But here's what I don't understand about this whole thing. Do these idiots on the right not think that just because Trump can do it, Biden and Kamala Harris can't do it?
That's what Nancy said. Beware of the precedent that you are setting when you are just letting him get away with not being thrown out after he was impeached. It's like, okay, beware of the precedent you are setting. If somebody else comes in who seems like a reasonable Democrat and they turn out to be a nut job, you're not going to get them out because then the Democrats don't want to take one for the team either. So what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll get Pence in eventually, but I think it's going to be somebody, one of his supporters, one of his aides or whatever at first, because I get he's like trying to block, legally if he has to, in causing problems. So they are coming after him, and yeah, I get my Pelosi card here. He's got regrets, about some of the lies that were told. So be interesting if he does talk, but I think it's going to take a while. I get the hangman. I had temperance also at that I end with, like it's going to take a while. But I get a big yes card that he has to come in and defend and things about the transition, like the information they weren't giving to Biden during the transition.
Did they subpoena Dracula, Steve Miller? Because that little disgusting piece of crap was all up in there too. He had to have it. I don't like his wet dream.
I don't think so. I don't remember seeing his name on a list.
I mean, but you got to think they've already subpoenaed and spoken to over 300 people that we haven't heard of in the news. So I don't know.
I get the hangman and the moon. In order to gain enlightenment and his cooperation, it is going to take something that you're not currently doing. So it's a little murky at the moment. So right now he's not coming in. There is no real clear end in sight. There is a smaller form of cooperation or communication with the Ace of Wands and the Page of Wands. So it may be on paper. So maybe he is going to via Zoom or something like that, but it's not an in-person meeting. There's something different about the way or the form of communication. You'll have to get creative with this one.
Skype.
Yeah. The High Priestess and the Star means that they will still be asking questions because they still need the details. So it's not like you can just say, okay, well, see you next year. No, they still need more details. They still need more information. And so the Four of Cups, you are eventually going to have to cooperate and do a more in-depth back and forth. So they will get their way. You will be called to the carpet. You will be the center of attention with the Six of Wands. So yeah, it's not over. Right in the middle or at the beginning, he is not necessarily on the same page, but they will get you on the same page. You have no choice.
I get that somebody goes to the committee. There's an invitation and then a powerful committee, large party. So I get yes now. When that happens, I don't know. I don't know if it's him because I asked, will he comply with the committee? And it's saying yes. Oh, they're saying that Miller, thank you, Lena, Auntie Lena. They're saying that Miller was subpoenaed along with McEnany. So I guess he was.
So can we look, before we go, can we look at DeSantis? Because last week, people were asking, like, where is he? He's been missing in action. I got somebody's health was severely compromised. And the people in the chat were saying, well, his wife has breast cancer. And I thought, okay, well, then that's what it is. But if y'all have seen that little clip of him giving that speech, oh, don't start laughing. That is bad.
Laugh, Johnny, laugh. I'll be
no, because it wasn't him that I was laughing at. It was somebody in the comment section, because people are real petty all across the world. And he sounded at a couple times like he was about to cry. And the person in the comments says, I totally understand because I always get emotional when I talk about superconductors too. Because he was giving a speech about conductors or something like that. And he was like, excuse me. And it's like, oh, something is wrong from here to here. Like his breath is just not coming out, or it's like he ran across the field to give a speech. And it's like, what's happening with his breathing? So is something wrong with DeSantis?
I want to look at his health. Look at it that way.
He got the yuck. I've never heard it put that way. Yeah, that was some very serious short of breath.
Something in his blood affecting his lungs and his immune system. His wife, like the day after she had a chemo treatment, he had her at a party that nobody was wearing masks at. I'm like, how stupid is that?
He's trying to kill his wife. Apparently.
He's got stomach issues also. And it isn't good.
It just reminds me of what's going on over there in Texas with Hot Wheels. Mm-hmm. Denying federal help, and now he's screaming for federal help and more monoclonal antibodies that they're running out of. Well, yeah, because you're not taking vaccines, so you're resourcing to monoclonal antibodies. You know,
that's my COVID card. I'm not going to hold up the rest of them because it doesn't look good.
I get the Ace of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. I still do get there is some concern about his wife, so I think he may also have a stress issue, naturally. Not just because his state is being overrun by coronavirus, but he has personal problems too. There is an aspect of something he's something from the outside coming in. So either he's got some sort of issue here in the chest, like I won't say COVID, but he's got a flu or a cough or a cold or something that's causing, oh, what's the word? It's irregular, but that's not the word I was looking for. But his breath is not what it's supposed to be.
Like COPD or something like that.
Yes, he needs an inhaler. He also needs to know when to let somebody else talk. That way the whole world isn't, assuming you're about to die type of thing. But yes, there's I can't nail down what it is though, because I didn't get my COVID card, but there is something wrong with him indeed. Thank you, Marie. Thank you, Gina.
I get that he has sustained knowledge of something that was positive, and there is suffering here that is airborne. I'm not saying he has COVID. I asked what is going on with his health. This right here is pain and suffering. This here is pulmonary because it's clouds. Anything that is airborne, gaseous, perfume, humidifiers, incense. Airborne stuff, because it's airborne. This is the card for the lungs, so it's like his lungs are suffering here over something that he has had knowledge of. Does that make sense? So I'm not saying he has COVID. I did not ask if he had COVID. I just said what's going on with his health, and it's showing that his lungs are suffering, and it's something that he knows.
It's affecting his kidneys too. Look at these cards. I mean, those are transition cards for me. It's not good.
So can we end on a funny question?
Yes, please.
So let's get petty, people. Put on your petty boots. Johnie, are you ready?
I was born in my petty boots, madam. So yes.
He had them tattooed on.
So Mango Mussolini, Twitler down there in Mar-a-Lago was having a conniption fit the other day when Biden did the speech, saying he never called Trump by his name. He just kept saying, the former president, the former defeated president.
Yeah,
and
the loser in 100 different ways.
Never once did he say his name, not once. And
will holler.
I was just gonna say, like Johnie says, a hit dog will holler. So I was looking on Twitter, and there's all this stuff going around where people, staff, and everybody else around the area and was saying just how incredibly pissed off he was by Biden's speech, because now he has no megaphone. You got yourself kicked off of Twitter. You got yourself kicked off of Facebook. Parler was a joke. Your media company folded within the first 2 days, and you took all the money. Like, all you have now is like a little piece of paper that you put out, like a press briefing that people probably use for toilet paper. So how pissed off was Donald Trump at Biden? Well, is that even a good? We know he was pissed off. Like, what pissed him off the most about Biden's speech?
Yeah. The emotions ran high because he's not important as the person he is watching on TV. I get to Tuba and Sarah. This would be person modeled after Mother Mary, so there is some importance in just some regular old person. This would be the first person who was convicted in the Salem witch trials. And so there is this Ace of Cups, this emotion of I want to be important. I can't stand the fact that I'm not. And then there's the hermit sitting in his house looking at the rest of the world because Joe Biden is more important than he is. Not to mention, he's giving you a middle finger in front of everybody.
No, Johnie, he's giving you
about
and then he's using his toes. And then when he's done, he gave you a big old moon, turned around and moved.
And you can't do nothing about it.
There's a moon.
Gave him the moon.
I get one thing was Biden talking about, and I'll have to go back and watch the speech now. Something about that he lied about in the government made him very emotional. And the fact that he revisited that over and over and over again. So something about the big lie. But I also get letting him know, like, you've moved on from the White House, like you don't live here anymore. You're this isn't your home. This is my home now. Basically, he found that quite disturbing. Might have had to pour a drink.
And let's not forget that his side convinced him to not do the whole Trump victory lap speech. And so not only did Biden get to talk unimpeded, give you the middle finger, but now you can't respond. Mm-hmm. Just was going stir crazy.
I would have loved being a fly on the wall for that, Johnie. So what pissed him off the most? I got the whip, which is your anger issues. This is criticism as well, abuse, fighting, something that's repetitive. This has a pattern. It repeats over and over and over. So what pissed him off the most was the criticisms that were repetitive and very cutting. Not just cutting, but very precise and exact. And then something here that perhaps made him feel small or made him small. here. So it could have been when he was talking about by how much he may have lost, that could have been one of it, because here it shows small, here, little. So
did he mention how much he lost the votes by?
Yeah, he said over 8 million something people who voted, on the speech. The little bits and pieces that I've seen, because I have not watched the whole speech. And then I asked it again, and I got that the many answers here widespread. So it's kind of like, I didn't get lie, but now it's like the truth is out there for everybody. But I get what pissed him off the most was the criticism that was so sharp and precise about how little he had. So good for you, Spanky. I hope you stewed in it till your fingers got all pruny.
First Obama and now Biden. You got sandwiched in by people who insulted you. I really and you couldn't do nothing about it. But sit there.
You know that book, his presidential book that he put out, that's nothing but a bunch of Twitter from when he had Twitter, the picture book. They were saying that every picture in that book was an insult to world leaders. He was just in the caps of the pictures, he was just insulting like Angela Merkel, who could run laps around him because he's so stupid.
And did.
And she did. Justin Trudeau, the guy over in France, Macron, it's like,
who your wife and daughter wanted to sleep with, just to, by the way.
That's all we got, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. So if you guys want to get a reading with Jenny, please go to her website, JennLynnTarot.com, correct? Mm-hmm. She's doing gift cards as well. So if you would like to do a gift card, Valentine's Day is coming up here in about a month or so, maybe a little bit longer. Valentine's Day cards for Jenny's readings would be great. Johnie, we're looking forward to your cooking show.
I'm looking forward to the Johnny Becca cooking show too.
Dueling kitchen disasters.
A Monte Cristo cook-off.
Yeah, we're not doing that at all. We're not doing that at all. No.
All right, I'll find you another sandwich to tackle.
We're not going to do the dueling kitchen disasters?
Not the Monte Cristo, no.
No, we'll make something different.
We have to make something different.
Yeah, because like I was saying, I can't bake, so I'll bake, so I'll have a disaster. And you can't cook, so you cook, so you have a disaster.
Okay.
So the dueling kitchen disasters.
I'll make enchiladas or something.
Just in case you forgot.
Wait. Jenny,
I taste licks walls too.
Wait, hold on. I'm trying to make you bigger. Shoot.
Make yourself bigger and then drag me where you are.
Oh, wait, hold on. Make myself bigger?
And then drag me where you are.
There you go. Ooh, what's all that stuff on his back? Is that tattoos or whippings?
Yeah, it's like tattoos and artwork. There's two Asian people tattooed on his back. So that's kind of appropriate with all their Chinese connections.
Put that card back up because it looks like he's got a penis coming out of his head too.
It does. Or like a knife handle or something, but it's a ponytail, but he's licking the wall.
Penis head wall licker paste eater. We're going to
I will never be able to use these in a personal reading because I'll crack up every time I see them.
Well, wait, am I going to get the job? Are you trying to be a wall licker? Is that what? Oh,
said wall licker.
So I wanted to thank Bonnie and Jenny for hanging out tonight. Thank you, everybody who super chatted. My last final announcement. This is the book. If anybody's interested in joining, you don't have to. Verity, Colleen Hoover. So that's all we got. That's all we got. And we will see you lovely people next Sunday back on Johnny's channel.
Thank you, moderators. Y'all were on it with the trolls tonight.
Yes. They were Russian trolls, right? Or at least the names looked, doesn't mean that they have to be. But...
One of them was the person who couldn't spell vengeance. Lucky girl pointed out to me. They came back again saying, yes, off to the cornfield with you all.
All right, everybody. Good night. Bye.
Bye.